safe to say you could shake someone out of a phone booth?
Yes.
What's been the biggest difference for you personally with the second year of the offense under your belt? What's the biggest advantage you have the second year from the first?
Basically my technique. I mean, the coach got me down because, you know, everybody knows I have speed, but knowing how to manage my speed and do the and get my technique down has been a great thing, because now that I know that I can I know when to control my speed and use it at the right time to get past defenders, and and use my technique and basically give them a 1-2 stick, or just use my speed release to go right past them. So basically it's just been my technique for my second year.
Jakeem, what's been the biggest things you've seen since Davis Webb? It's now him, Brewer's gone, Mayfield's gone. What's been the biggest, I guess, maturation process for him, and him just taking the reins over? Now we know this is his ball club at this point.
I feel like it's his leadership. He came out, that also he got a little big-headed because last year he thought he had the job, and Baker came in and swept it right from under his feet. And so he came back this time and he was like, I don't care who's behind me, even if there's nobody behind me, I'm going to come out and do everything I can to show Coach that this is my job and I'm going to keep this job. And he just been basically leadership and telling all our guys, hey, get your route dip, don't get jammed up, and telling the line, hey man, you got to get your block in order for us to be one of the top offenses in the country. So, I mean, his leadership has been outstanding so far.
You know they're not going to let you talk to us anymore because you give us all this good stuff, right?
Probably so.
All right, well, I'm soak it up while we can then.
Talk about this practice you're going to have under the lights. It's tonight. It's going to be open. It should be a lot of fun.
Friday Night Lights reminds me a lot of like high school, but it's nothing like high school because, we're playing in Jones, and that's one big stadium, totally different from high school, and the fans come out and support us, and it's just crazy. I mean, it's like the fans get a sneak peek of what we can do and what do we have planned for the season. So they get to come out and watch us and see all the new guys and see like, hey, who is that guy? And see where we're at so far. So I mean, it's gonna be a great deal. And then so for the younger guys too that haven't been here and seen Friday Night Lights and haven't played on our field, so they get a little example of how it's gonna be on game days.
Have you taken any of those younger receivers under your wing, or what younger receivers have stuck out to you?
DJ Polite Bray, he's been doing a great job. He did a great job in Midland. He's been working on his technique and getting everything down, scoring touchdowns against our defense, and he's been stepping up and showing us he's ready to play. And also Dylan Cantrell, they've been moving him around or whatever, but he's been stepping up and playing and doing a good job too. He's starting to use his big body and stop, trying to be not a skilled guy, but trying to shake or whatever, just using his big body because, he's like 6'4", he's big, so we need him to be a big guy, play as a big guy, and he's been doing a great job. And also Devin Lauderdale, he's been doing a great job too. He's, he has to come a little bit far, but he's been doing a great job. He needs to work on his technique a little bit more, but overall he's been doing good, and he's also extremely fast too.
Who's faster, you or him?
I have to say me.
Of course.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm still faster. I beat him pretty much. I beat him in the 40s during spring workout, so he probably won't let that go, but it's okay. He can race me if he wants to. I show him I beat him again, so it doesn't matter.
Any defensive backs that you've gone against in practice kind of caught your eye, done a good job?
Yes, Dorian Crawford. He's done a marvelous job. He's locked me up a few times on defense on one-on-ones, and also, now that JJ Gaines has came back, he's been doing a great job too. That's the person I always love to go against because JJ is one of the best safeties we have. So I love going against him because he knows me, but I'll try to switch it up and try to hit him with my best moves. But sometimes he get me. But also Justice Nevels and Terry Nugima, both of those guys stepped up tremendously from the bowl game. You know, Justice didn't let that pick get to his head. And he just came out and worked hard. And Terry, he came out of the blue and he stepped up, and he's been a great guy. He came and been tackling good, covering good. You know, he had a few picks, but he dropped them. But it'll be all right. But those guys are doing good, stepping up.
All right, well, just talk about the progress so far, guys coming off that scrimmage. Just talk about how things going right now.
Yeah, it's going real good this spring. Everyone's flying around and competing and just trying to get better for themselves, and that also makes everyone else better. And Midland, that was a fun experience having all those fans out there and just trying to put on a show for them and get to really show the public what we've been working on and how far we've come.
Dylan, I heard you've been out there showing out. I heard you have a crazy vertical. Can you take a quarter off the top of the backboard and leave 2 dimes and nickels? How much is what's your vert?
The highest I've ever had it measured is 38. So, but yeah, I don't know about the backboard.
How does that help you when you're trying to post up a DB and it's a jump ball situation and all that? How does that kind of help you? How you can just box them out and just clown them?
Definitely. I mean, that's what I did in high school a lot. And I think that helps the quarterbacks just knowing that they can just throw the ball up to me and I can go up and get it.
How big of an impact do you think this season you're looking forward to making on this team and gaining access to the spot this spring?
Yeah, last season I was mainly on a special teams guy, but this season I'm looking forward to making an impact and being a factor on offense as well. And yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna go out there and compete and do everything I can to help our team.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Jeff.
What's been the biggest difference for you personally going from year 1 to year 2 in this offense?
Mainly just the experience and the confidence level of just learning the offense and not having to think about it out there on the field. You know what you're going to do. So,
What have you seen for the defense in that second year under Wallerstedt?
yeah, I think they're doing a great job in spring and pushing us, and I think it helps them a lot because it's the first time in a long time they didn't have to learn a whole new system, and so just the experience level, we didn't lose very many guys, and so a lot of guys coming back and making plays out there.
Have you seen a difference in the coaches the second year around? Are they a little easier or are they a little harder on you guys this year?
I mean, they're never really that hard on us. I mean, if you make a mistake, they're gonna just tell you. But I mean, there's not a whole lot of just getting up in your face, screaming and stuff. But definitely the energy is a lot higher right now, and having just flying around and they push us out there. That's for sure.
Can you talk about Webb and his just maturation from last year to this year, where he's at, coming in as the freshman and having to battle now? It looks like it's his to lose at this point.
Yeah, no doubt. He's the guy right now and the leader of the offense, and I can tell a big confidence boost right now. And he knows he's the guy, and I mean he's a great competitor. He wants to win in everything he does, and so and it's real good to know having him in the driver's seat because he's going to do everything he can to help us win.
Where do you envision yourself becoming the ball inside, outside receiver? I mean, I know you're working both.
Yeah, right now, as of last week, I'm working primarily outside, but I mean, we'll see how it goes come fall.
Do you prefer the outside so you can use your leaping ability?
Yeah, I mean, I like both positions, and I like just being on the field. And so, I mean, outside is real comfortable for me because that's what I've always played. But then I took to inside pretty well and got comfortable with that. So I'm looking forward to the season.
X or Z, or doesn't matter?
I'm at Z right now, but I mean both sides are pretty much interchangeable. If you know the Z, you know the X, and that's a big thing for me because I know the Y and the Z. So pretty much I can play H and X. So I mean I can play anywhere, any receiver position.
Talk about another chance for you guys to show the public what you guys have been working on this time under the lights.
Yeah, I mean that's going to be a great job, especially having it here in the stadium and having all the student body come out. And I meworking anytime you get to show and put on a show for the fans, it's a great opportunity.
You notice a little more pep in your step for that as opposed to the workout you guys had today or yesterday?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean it's hard right now. Practices are long and it's hot, and once you get those fans out there, it just boosts everybody's morale, and we go out there and try to compete and make plays.
Just talk about coming off that practice out of Midland and progress so far.
Well, going out to Midland, that was really good, because Midland, they really support the Red Raiders a lot, so, we got to go out and show them love. And the scrimmage went pretty good. The offense, they got after us in the first half, and the defense, we could have shut them down in the second half. But, we got to see a lot of players seen a lot of potential out there on the field. So it's going to help this spring.
How's Kenny doing?
Kenny Williams,
He's still balling?
Yeah, he's still progressing. I mean, it looks like he's been playing defense with us for years, even though he just moved over this spring. But, I mean, I can see him making big-time plays in the Big 12 this year.
I know it sounds, pretty redundant, but talk about just the defensive confidence right now, just knowing that you guys are getting the system down.
A lot of confidence. I myself, when I see film, like I can break it down in seconds. Like I don't just watch myself; I'm watching everybody around me. And now more people on defense are starting to know what people are doing in front of them, behind them, and everybody just knows their assignment now, so we can play fast.
What do you feel about VJ so far this spring?
VJ, he's bringing a lot of energy. I mean, he's waking guys up in practice, you know what I'm saying? And everybody's just hyped. I mean, it's good to have him around. I like playing next to him.
Just how much of an advantage is the second year with the same defensive coordinator? We can all speculate and try to guess, but can you even put it into words how far in advance you guys are from last year at this point?
It's a big advantage because I'm not trying to brag myself, but I feel like I'm a real smart football player and I can learn defenses really fast. But for me to not even have to learn a new defense coming into this new year, now I can just focus on my game. I can focus on myself. I can focus on helping others. And some of the guys, even the young guys, are learning the defense faster than we expected. And then we got a whole bunch of JUCO players and freshmen coming in June, and we're going to get on them hard to get in their playbooks because, I mean, the defense can get complicated, but once you get it down, you're going to be going good.
You graduated a lot of seniors this past year, and you've probably stepped into that leadership role. What's it like to be being looked up to on this defense?
It's a big role because before, when I was a sophomore, junior, I never really thought about leading. There's always been other guys around me to lead. It's just like something just twitched inside me, like, man, I gotta go, I gotta leave. You know what I'm saying? I'm just seeing a whole bunch of young faces, and it looks like they don't really know what they're doing. Like they just gonna follow the leader. So I mean, I guess I'm being a pretty good leader this year.
Will Smith had a pretty big year last year. What do you think you could learn from him and mirror from him this next season?
It's just a lot. I still communicate with him right now. I'm just trying to top all the stats he did. I'm just trying to break all of his records and everything. So I'm just really feeding off him.
Talk about another opportunity to be out in front of the crowd, this time under the lights at the Jones.
It's great. I mean, some of the young guys, they'll be like, oh, man, you know what I'm saying? Never been on a college field in front of actual people. So, I mean, I know it's going to be butterflies flying for a lot of them, but for me, it's just another day in the park.